Hi, I'm Jim, W6LG for Ham Radio Basics. Welcome to my radio room here on Wolf Mountain. 2 days ago, I published a video about evacuating, and it's had more than 1,500 views and more than 200 responses. In the video, I described what happened with us and why we had to leave and that we weren't prepared, and asked for ideas about 3 or 4 or 5 things that you probably should have ready to go. The actual list will be longer, but give me your best 3, 4, or 5 things, and try to cover things maybe that somebody else hasn't mentioned. And I've gotten really good emails, just some great ideas. So I'd like to go through those real quickly, and we'll create a list of items, and I'll publish that below the video. And we'll add to that. So this is going to be an ongoing process. What kinds of things should you have ready to go? And along those lines, since we're licensed, many of us that are watching this video are licensed amateur radio operators, we probably should have a go box, go bag, go kit, radio box, something prepared and, as the name implies, ready to go. So that's going to be a subsequent video. Sherry, who lives in Oroville, she's had to evacuate 4 times. She says she now has water, healthy snack bars of some kind, cell phone charger, duplicate meds, change of clothes, and photos. And if you're not familiar with Oroville, take a look at the Oroville Dam. Tom Ramberg, OH6 VDA, also JW6 VDA, sent the URL for the fire map in case you're curious about what that looked like. It's calfire.ca.gov, and then it's /general, and then /fire maps. And fire maps is one word. Chad, W4CHD, asked if he could share my video with others on Facebook. Please do that. It's all good. So any information we can get, any help I can get is good. Cosmos makes a point. I'll mention his email. He points out that whether you believe in climate change or not, you need to be prepared. So climate change is not the issue. Whether you're on one side of that or the other, the point is we need to be prepared. Ethan Poole pointed out in his email that the extraordinary efforts made by first responders saved a lot of lives. Yeah, we lost a lot of lives, but it would have been even greater. And in my area, that would have been the case for sure. AIO listed the following items: scanner, radio, I think he probably means UHF, VHF, money, credit cards, food, my glasses, everybody in my family. It's a good idea not to leave somebody behind. It has happened, though. Jeff Minnick says meds, water, NHT, a go box, and again, the go box we'll cover in another episode. That may actually be several. I've got some pretty strong ideas about those things, and on the examples I'm going to use, it's going to be an inexpensive go box, something that can be done for not a lot of money. Let's see. In one of the emails, Tony Cantrell says to have extra fuel. What I think he really means is to keep the tank of your car filled all the time, so that you're not down to a quarter of a tank and you have to evacuate and you can't get to where you need to get to because you're running out of gas. And that has happened. I'll kind of skip over this one, but one guy lists a bunch of things to take, and he lists his wife is at the bottom of the list, and another guy responded with, better move your wife to the top of the list. C. White says medications, cash, bank cards, 3 days of clothes. He recommends a GPS, portable ham radio equipment with extra batteries. The extra batteries thing is a very good point. That hasn't been mentioned so far. Michael Montgomery, who's a police officer, had, if you have a chance to read his paragraph to me, do that. It's really, really interesting. Basically, it can be summarized in that he says, you, me, must be prepared. That way, responders can attend to those with the greatest need. Seventh Depth of Field mentions a Pelican case that's a top loader that he likes a lot. So it is part number 1430, top loader case. Says it's $76. You might want to take a look at that. There are lots of alternatives to that kind of thing, but Pelican's hard to beat. Fanger wrote to me that he would carry as much water, food, clothing, tools for cooking. Just another guy wrote, living under the constant threat of fires, we have to devise an evacuation plan. He's quite right, and that's the point of this video, is we need to do that. His items would include the deed to his house. I think that you don't have to have that, but that's based upon my county government experience. Insurance paperwork, health insurance paperwork, baby pictures, pictures that are hard to replace. Medications, food that you can eat while traveling. He mentions a new one, which is pet food. Again, keeping the gas in the car filled, a go kit. He also mentions those little GMRS or MURS or FRS handy talkies that you can buy on Amazon. They're not very expensive. Some of those so that non-ham radio operators can communicate. He also recommends the American Red Cross website that has information on getting ready, and it's I'll put it in the video. It's readyforwildfire.org. Reaper indicates medication, a bag ready in case of emergencies, extra pair of pants, important documents, and by that he means any kind of lease agreements, deeds, any other documents that are kind of hard to replace, clothing, communication gear, and he goes into his list of things that would be in a go box, and they're excellent. But I'll cover that in the next video. And lastly, he says, always keep your car ready to go, full of fuel, and he's right. Deborah Neighbors asked if I could recommend some basic ham emergency communication equipment for our go box. I will do that. I'm not going to mention specific transceivers. There are lots of choices. Fortunately, God, are we lucky that there's all kinds of things. But I will discuss in general terms the kinds of transceivers and things that I think that you should think about taking. BT Shop says some food and water, important medications, knife, fire starter, first aid kit. Now that's the first person that's mentioned a first aid kit, and I think that's hugely important. You may not need it, but you may come across someone who does. So if you ran across somebody like me who suffered an injury, a cut, having some gauze or bandages or something to seal the wound could save that person's life. So he mentions first aid kit, radio, go box, we know, cash, important documents, family photos, and again, that's probably a good idea. Other folks have mentioned loading the family photos to the cloud, into some cloud server. That's an excellent idea, so that you have redundancy, or perhaps putting them on a NAS or some kind of hard drive backup, like a passport. So you could grab that passport, put it in with your stuff, and get out. Ray Bush mentions a fully self-contained ham radio station, 160 to 70 centimeters. I'm not so sure about that. it'd be nice to have the bands that are important that you might use in an emergency. I don't know that 160 would have any use. 80 might, 40 probably would, 20 probably would. Excluding the work bands, which I would think wouldn't be of much use. 10 and 15 meters, probably not. 2 meters, yeah, for sure. 70 centimeters, probably. In a lot of, we don't have 70 centimeters here because of the radar gizmo down the hill from us. Medication, wallet, mobile phone, my laptop. And that's the list that I've gotten so far. They're all excellent ideas. I'll list them at the bottom of bottom of this video, and let's add to that. So let's try to make it concise and see what else we can add. To continue along these lines, I'm going to do the Go Box. I've got a video about half done on the dipole antenna, how it works. I'm going to maneuver that just a bit towards the emergency thing. Dipole is a great antenna in many emergency situations. While it may sound like it's not, it can be a lifesaver because it is so efficient. In any case, thank you very much for all the folks who viewed the videos, and for those who wrote in. It's great information. There's probably something major that's been missed, so if you can think of what that is, please let us know. Thanks for watching, and again, if you see something that we've missed and you want to add it to the list, please get a hold of me through YouTube by posting a message. If someone asks a question and you have the answer, please go ahead and answer. Thanks a lot. 73, I'm Jim, W6LG for Ham Radio Basics. See you the next time. Thanks a lot.